In the vast and complex world of Renegade Immortal, few rivalries are as profound or as far-reaching as the thousand-year struggle between Zhuquezi and Yunquezi. This isn't just a conflict between two powerful cultivators. It's a layered, philosophical, and political war, one that spans generations, reshapes destinies, and leaves behind a legacy of ambition, sacrifice, and tragedy. Zhuquezi, the 14th generation Suzaku, was a man consumed by his desire to break past his cultivation limits and achieve true immortality. He was brilliant, cunning, and ruthless, a master strategist with a singular goal: to live forever, no matter the cost. His plan was as daring as it was cruel. Realizing that his natural lifespan was nearing its end and unable to break through to the next cultivation stage, Zhuquezi devised a method to seize a new body. He aimed to transfer his soul into a younger, more powerful vessel. That vessel was Qianfeng. But Qianfeng couldn't simply be chosen randomly. He had to be reshaped, enhanced, and turned into the perfect host. To accomplish this, Zhuquezi orchestrated a series of manipulations that turned human lives into tools. First, he guided the emotionless and cold-hearted Hongdi into Qianfeng's path, intending for her to pass on the mood of indifference. This wasn't just a symbolic trait, it was a vital emotional essence, part of a larger alchemical formula. Then came Liu Mei, who carried the mood of life and death. Again, Zhuquezi stepped in from the shadows, ensuring her path would cross with Wang Lin, catalyzing events that would ultimately lead to her own manipulation and emotional exploitation. Through these carefully engineered encounters, Qianfeng would devour the moods of both Hongdi and Liu Mei. In doing so, he would reach a state of cultivation that made him an ideal vessel. Zhuquezi's ultimate goal was to seize Qianfeng's body at its peak and be reborn in it, immortal, unstoppable, and in complete control. But fate had other plans. At the critical moment, when his elaborate web of control seemed close to success, Moji appeared. An envoy of the Cultivation Alliance, Moji intervened decisively in the battle at the Suzaku tomb. The result? Zhuquezi's entire plan unraveled. His energy exhausted, his ambition shattered, he perished in the chaos, either consumed by his failed gamble or by the unfolding catastrophe of the Holy War that soon engulfed the Suzaku Star. Some say Moji directly caused his death. Others believe he fell in the disaster brought on by the war against the undead Blood Clan. Whatever the truth, Zhuquezi's life ended not in triumph, but in bitter failure. His vision of immortality died with him. But Zhuquezi's story is only half of the saga. Opposite him stood Yunquezi, his senior brother, fellow disciple under Chen Pinghai, an eventual ideological rival. Where Zhuquezi sought dominance and control, Yunquezi operated in the shadows, driven by loyalty to his people, the Immortal Clan. Yunquezi was a strategist of a different sort. Rather than ruling with an iron fist, he guided others, planted seeds, and shaped events slowly and carefully. His goal wasn't just power for himself, but space for his clan to survive and thrive in a world dominated by others. Their power struggle originated in the fight for the Suzaku title. Both had legitimate claims, but when Zhuquezi emerged victorious, Yunquezi was forced underground. From the shadows, he formed a resistance, not with brute strength, but with patience, alliances, and long-term vision. He supported puppet forces and cooperated with immortal descendants, working silently to undermine Zhuquezi's rule. And he too created a game board of living pieces, characters who would one day challenge Zhuquezi's dominance and bring hope to the Immortal Clan. The most important piece on that board was Wang Lin. Yunquezi saw something extraordinary in Wang Lin. He recognized him as a future disruptor, someone capable of shifting the balance of power. Yunquezi helped guide Wang Lin's journey, subtly influencing his breakthroughs, nurturing his growth, and preparing him to face Zhuquezi's legacy. Yunquezi even hoped Wang Lin might become the 15th Suzaku, a successor who would lead the world into a new era. But Wang Lin wasn't his only asset. Yunquezi also trained Xian, a puppet who served as a direct countermeasure to Zhuquezi's core strategy. Xian and Qianfeng were like mirrors, each designed to absorb the other's cultivation. Yunquezi gave Xian a secret technique that reversed this process, weakening Qianfeng and, by extension, Zhuquezi's foundation. Then there was Zhou Wutai, selected for his ancient Azure Dragon bloodline and his deep ties to the Immortal Clan. He was another potential successor, another variable in Yunquezi's grand equation. Finally, Adai, the young master of the Immortal Clan, was groomed as a symbolic leader, someone who could serve as a beacon for the future. Each of these individuals played a role in Yunquezi's plan to weaken the old regime and resurrect his people's influence. One of Yunquezi's boldest moves was the layout of the Immortal Relic Land. Using the mysterious purple core, he lured high-level cultivators into a sealed realm. There he could either eliminate them or recruit them, thinning out Zhuquezi's supporters and bolstering his own side in a battle that spanned centuries. But despite his careful planning, even Yunquezi could not shape every outcome. When the dust settled, Zhuquezi was dead, his ambitions turned to ash. Yunquezi, though successful in weakening his rival, did not achieve total victory. The Immortal Clan received only a fraction, 1/3 of the territory they had sought. And even that came with a heavy price, a blood pact that demanded the offering of skulls with 9 leaves every 1,000 years. It was a bitter compromise. Afterward, Yunquezi disappeared from the stage. His dream unfulfilled, he chose quiet retreat over continued struggle. He had done what he could, but the future now belonged to someone else. That someone was Wang Lin. Unlike either Zhuquezi or Yunquezi, Wang Lin was not driven by the same thirst for control or ideological crusade. He rose through the ashes of their conflict, not as a pawn, but as a sovereign figure, shaped by hardship, loss, and self-determination. Wang Lin became the new force in Suzaku Star, not as a puppet of either faction, but as a cultivator who had forged his own path. His rise marked the end of one era and the beginning of another. In the end, this 1,000-year rivalry was never just about personal grudges. It was a reflection of a larger truth in the world of cultivation, the eternal struggle for resources, for survival, and for legacy. Zhuquezi represented authoritarian control and cold ambition. Yunquezi embodied quiet resilience and the will to protect. Together they crafted a dark political epic, one defined by betrayal, sacrifice, and manipulation. But it was Wang Lin, emerging from their shadow, who rewrote the final chapter. He didn't just end the feud, he transcended it. And that wraps up our deep dive into the plans and final outcomes of Zhuquezi and Yunquezi in Renegade Immortal. Their 1,000-year conflict wasn't just a battle between two cultivators, it was a clash of ideologies, ambitions, and destinies. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let us know in the comments which character or storyline you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.